In 1983, someone special began her LPGA career. She already had won 3 consecutive U.S. amateur titles, the first person ever to do that. A tall, lanky woman from Los Altos, California, possessing special athletic ability, a sweet career blessed with a certain touch and assured confidence. And with a win here in Portland today, Julie Inkster will reach a new milestone: entrance into the LPGA Hall of Fame. Fox 49 and the LPGA Tour. Proudly present the final round of the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship. And we welcome you to the Columbia Edgewater Country Club here in Portland, Oregon. It's a glorious afternoon for golf. The golfing gods have smiled on us with wonderful weather here today. The temperature at 66, light winds out of the northwest 5 to 15, and partly sunny. Let's hope it's mostly sunny the rest of the way here today. Well, early this morning, the Inkster children arrived from down in California. Haley and Corey meeting Mom.
You're going to be in good shape today. You going to walk around a little bit? Come kiss. How was that flight? Short, huh?
The children on hand, hopefully, to watch their mother win this championship and gain the Hall of Fame. And we are joined by Ann Schatz. Let's go to Ann right now.
Thank you very much, Jay, and we have got a final round that is setting up for one to go right into the history books. Here's the skinny. Julie Inkster takes a 3-shot lead into today's closing 18. If she can hold that lead, that is a free pass and induction into the LPGA Hall of Fame. Now, there are all kinds of contenders that would love to spoil the party, one that, of course, you are all invited to, and our guests of honor, Jay and Mary. Back to you guys.
And thank you very much, Jay Randolph, along with Mary Bryan, and good to have you with us on this Sunday here in the Rose City, and we've got a great afternoon ahead, I'm sure. There are a lot of people here, of course, rooting for Julie Inkster.
Well, Jay, I believe history is going to be made in Portland, Oregon today, and the thing about Julie Inkster is the fact a lot of players win their tournament and then maybe have to wait a year or 2 years or 5 years before they get in the Hall of Fame. Julie had enough points, except for one. It's only been 2 months. She said 2 months is a long wait, but she's going to take the old saying, one shot at a time, and that's what she's very good at. She's been focused all year long.
You saw her children who arrived this morning. Her husband is here, a lot of the family members on hand, and it will be very special indeed if she gets the job done.
Well, it's very interesting because her mom and her dad are here, and they didn't know she was going to play well. And Julie said earlier in the week, I really don't know why they came here. Maybe it was an omen, and maybe they knew. But a 3-day tournament certainly helps her, and Jay, as you said, it's a perfect day for golf. The wind has died down, and the golf course is there for the taking, and I believe Julie Inkster will hold the crown at the end of the day.
Well, it's going to be a very enjoyable afternoon. Good to have you with us. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stood after 2 rounds of play. Inkster at 7 under par after a 70 yesterday. Michelle Redmond at 4 under. Karen Koch at 3 under par. Then Lidback, Pack, Park, and Daniel. And we'll take a look back at some of the action from earlier today.
Please welcome Julie Inkster.
This was the scene at the first tee at 12:48. The final twosome, Inkster and Redmond teeing off.
And I will guarantee you there are butterflies in Julie's stomach, but the key here is that focus, as I said, get the ball in the fairway, and you can see she's using a 3-metal, 360-yard par 4. Good solid
She
swing.
would split the fairway with that to get off in fine fashion. Now this is the 4th hole, her second shot. The 4th, par 4, 390 from out of a bunker.
Really a terrific shot. Perfect swing to hit out of the bunker because she has such a high down and a sharp downswing. You can see the greens are still hard, very quick. In fact, the quickest we play on the tour all year. And here she is with her par putt.
Very nice. able to get away from there with the par. On to the 5th. This is her 3rd shot on the par 5.
Coming out of some heavy grass, can't really put any spin on the ball. But you know, after that par putt on the last hole, it kind of settles you down, gets you into the round. Now this putt for birdie to move to 8 under.
A birdie from the fringe. Inkster rolling it well. On to the 6th hole. Her 2nd shot.
Par 4, 353 yards, and she's been razor-like with her irons all year. Does she do it again? She does. A wonderful golf shot by Julie Inkster.
This putt to go to 9 under. Kind of start that I'm sure she dreamt about. Here she is at the 7th, her 3rd shot on the par 5.
Not a long par 5, but a very undulating green, and watch the slope on this, and wonderful golf shot. And what is Julie Inkster saying? She's saying, nudge that door open of the Hall of Fame. This for birdie to move to 10 under.
So Inkster away in excellent shape, and here's the leaderboard. Inkster leading by 7. Bowen in 2nd place, then Barrett and Moody, along with Park at 3. Fox 49 coverage of the 1999 Safeway LPGA Championship is being brought to you by Safeway Food and Drug. Now savings are in the card. By Century by Buick, a luxury car for everyone. By Nike Precision Technology golf balls, accurate, real accurate. And by Stimson Lumber, practicing responsible forest management for future generations. And here is the way that the pairing stacked up for our featured groups. Colleen Walker playing with Beth Daniel. Then Jenny Lidback and Grace Park. Karen Koch and Sayri Pak. And Julie Inkster and Michelle Redmond in the final grouping of the day. In the first round, the leader, Julie Inkster and Rosie Jones, they were both 5 under par. On Friday, 28 players broke par. In the second round, only 15 players breaking par. Inkster in at 70, 7 under, 137. Just a few moments ago, this was Hall of Famer Nancy Lopez coming up the 18th. Last night at the tournament dinner in Jensen Beach, she received the Elon Ellis Award. This was her 3rd shot.
Came up a little short on this 18th where the pin's cut in the front of the water there, just a little strong, and Nancy's only really played 8 rounds of golf in the last couple months, so short game not sharp, but this to save par and shoot 76.
And what a nice way to finish for the Hall of Famer. She loves to come here to Portland, rounds of 69, 77, and 76.
And Jay, she will be, I guarantee you, at the 18th green when Julie Inkster comes down the 18th fairway to greet the Hall of Famer.
This TV moment is being brought to you by Columbia Distributing. At the 1997 U.S. Women's Open at nearby Pumpkin Ridge, Nancy Lopez had this approach shot at 18. She needed to get it close. A 15-foot birdie putt at 18 would force a playoff. It was not to be. It was Lopez's 4th runner-up finish at the Open, a title she has never won. And speaking of that, Inkster, the only person, or I should say that Lopez, the only person to have 4 rounds in the 60s in the U.S. Open and not win it.
Well, I tell you, little Alison Nicholas from England played some terrific golf, had great heart, and Nancy Lopez is gracious as always, certainly gave her a big hug, but the people of Portland really supported Nancy out at Pumpkin Ridge.
Well, Tina Barrett today has fired a 68. That is the low round so far today, and this was her just a few moments ago, finishing up her second shot at the 18th.
And as Tina said, this may be her favorite golf course on the LPGA Tour. She's lost in a playoff here. She's finished second, and a wonderful second shot up on 18. Why is that wonderful? Because she left it below the hole. In these very fast greens, you want to be below the hole.
Barrett 19th on the money list this year, 326,000 plus, and this was her birdie putt just a short time ago. Oh, just scorched the hole. That would have been a 67. She tapped that in.
She's been knocking at the door all year, Jay. I think it's just a matter of time, but short time before she will win a tournament.
This is Nancy Bowen a moment ago.
Tough fly out of that bunker, a little downhill lie, pond in front of the green. She's got to be careful. She's trying to run it up. And, well, a good layup. She's on one of the sprinkler systems, and she will get relief from that, but she left herself in good position.
And there's Bowen. This is going to be a nice payday for her. She's 91st on the money list with a little over $70,000 in the bank. Getting a drop here.
In the tournament she won, the Nabisco Dinah Shore at Mission Hills and Palm Springs, have very, very quick, fast greens. She tends to putt very well on those kind of greens, and that's exactly what we have here at Columbia Edgewater. And if I said so many times over the years, just such a wonderful venue for the LPGA, probably rank it in the top 3 or 4 golf courses we play all year long on the tour.
It is indeed a great joy to come here, and Gordon Kiyokawa and his staff have done a magnificent job preparing the course again this year. Gordon honored as the Golf Course Superintendent of the Year by the Oregon Golf Course Superintendents Association. Terrific honor for him.
Now this is a huge up and down for Nancy, because certainly she's in second place right now all by herself at 4 under. Should she make bogey, she drops back in a tie with Barrett, Moody, and Grace Park, who are still on the golf course. Tough shot, not much green to work with. Try to put a little spin on it. Oops.
Oh, and she's going to have a tough one coming down that hill. Just a moment ago, this is Janice Moody from Glasgow, Scotland, at the 14th for birdie. And Moody coming up short. Out on the 12th, the par 5, the leader. This hole, 505 yards. Inkster can get home in 2.
Elevated tee, you hit down to a fairway that's pretty wide open. Probably the widest fairway on the back 9, but that ball, I believe, is going right. She might get a good kick off the side hill, though.
Well, she didn't like it, and it is right. One thing about this hole, the fairway is concave, and the ball, if you hit it right or left, has a tendency to bounce back toward the fairway, but she's not pleased with that shot.
Now Michelle Redmond with the driver. 1 under for the day, or excuse me, 3 over for the day, 1 under for the tournament. Now, a shot that Julie just hit like that, Jay, it's very playable. She's in good shape, but you know, every once in a while you tend to lose a focus on a round, and only with a few holes to go now in the Hall of Fame knocking at the door, it might bring her back to focus.
Back out to 14, and this is Moody for her par. She's had rounds of 72, 72, and drives that one home nicely. Inkster by 7. Nancy Bowen at 4 under par. Tina Barrett is in with the 68, 3 under. Moody at 3, Park at 3. Well, we take a look there at beautiful Multnomah Falls. We'll be back with golf right after this. Julie Inkster in the lead here in this final round of the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship, coming your way on Fox 49 Portland and KFXO Bend. The 12th hole, of course, Inkster playing that par 5, and we'll get a chance to take a look at this hole presented by our friends from Frito-Lay.
Well, Jay, as you said, it's reachable by a large percentage of the field, but Julie, I believe, laid up to that position where she'll wedge it in, which was smart. You don't want to do anything silly at this point. She had a little side hill lie, but there's a beautiful look back down this verdant fairway that is just perfect conditions. You can't really get a bad lie out here. Now Michelle Redmond taking iron, putting in a position. And if you can't get home, it's probably a smart move because you do have a little bunker on the right that you could get into. This way you can just have maybe a 40, 50 yard wedge shot in, whatever you choose, whatever yardage you like, your favorite yardage, you lay up to that point, then wedge it in. Michelle Redmond, very methodical player. Probably one with the most simple routine of anyone that plays out here.
Here is Pack out at the 12th, her third shot a short time ago.
It's almost hard to imagine if you think this young woman's only going to be 22 years old next week, and she's already won 8 tournaments on the LPGA Tour.
And we go down to the green at 12. Here is Karen Koch. This is for par.
Struggling a little today. She's 2 over for the day, but still in the red for the tournament. Made some wonderful putts yesterday up and down in very tough conditions, windy conditions. Not much breeze today.
Okay. We move back up the fairway to the leader, Julie Inkster.
You see her on the right side of your screen. She laid up had the right idea, getting it down the left side of the fairway to take that bunker out of play for her third shot. Although it really wouldn't come into play, but it gives her more green to work with for her shot into the green. You know, you're on the 12th hole now, and I certainly have no idea what she's thinking or feeling, but I would imagine some thoughts are slipping through her mind right now, Jay.
Grace Park is at 13. This putt for par. Another very talented young lady from Korea.
Former U.S. amateur champion, but what Grace Park did was the Futures Tour, which is like the men's Nike Tour. She went out and played and won enough money on it to be exempt next year on the LPGA, so she doesn't have to go what's called, we call the Fall Classic or the qualifying school.
Right.
Tremendous talent, wonderful ball striker, putting getting better all the time. You can see here Grace Park on the Futures Tour. She played in 9 events. She had 5 wins, Jay. Look at the top 10, 8 out of 9, and the one she didn't finish in the top 10 was the first one she played.
Playing here this week on a sponsor's exemption and adding to the Korean press corps that is here. They follow them very carefully.
Now Redmond with her third shot. She's pretty much level with the green also, although you see the hill kind of slanting across your screen. Pretty flat green, but just very subtle undulation in it.
Played her collegiate golf at the University of Indiana.
Big Bobby Knight fan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Go. Go back there just a little bit. Go.
She had it online, no doubt about that.
Backing up on her a little bit there.
Now Inkster. This being the last par 5 on the golf course.
4 under on today's round. Opened with a 67, followed it yesterday with a very fine 70.
The hole has played under par every day. In fact, playing to a 4.8 average. There have been 2 eagles. One of them by Beth Daniel yesterday.
And another birdie opportunity for Inkster.
Sayri Pak going for it on that second tiered green. She's all right. She's okay. Just off it a little bit.
16 a moment ago. Gustafsson.
Young player from Sweden. Changed her hair color on us a couple weeks ago. Used to have darker hair. Strong golf swing. 16th hole, par 3, a tough one, 174 yards, and what a wonderful shot by Sophie. Go, baby, go.
Dandy. She played on the European Solheim Cup team last time around.
There was a little car over there on the left looming for a player that makes a hole-in-one by Buick.
From one Swede to another, here is Karin Koch, Ann.
Boy, I'll tell you what. There's so many good players from Sweden. It's scary, isn't it? Koch started the day well, but boy, has she been struggling as of late. And this hole, you guys know this hole is just so darn tough. And it's tough to be aggressive with it, even though the wind has died down considerably. Negligible winds. That stick, right back up on that second tier, Mare.
She has a 9-wood in her hand. It's 160 yards, a little breeze in her face, and it is a tough position for the pin to get close. And wonderful shot, and there's a good example, Ann, of a 9-wood, because you can hit it high, land it soft. If she uses a 4-iron, the ball would not probably respond quite so softly on the green.
As we go back to 12, Michelle Redmond is there, updating you on Nancy Bowen. She finished today with a 69 and 2 under for the tournament.
Unfortunate double bogey at the last hole. It certainly cost her a few dollars. Michelle Redmond right now trying to
go back behind the green, please.
Scratch her way back as she's 3 over for the day. This for birdie. It should move maybe just a little bit to her left. Not a lot of break in this putt.
Oh, she didn't hit it. She carries around a little crumpled sheet of paper with notes on it, positive notes to keep her focused.
Well, you know, Jay, sometimes in this crazy game of golf, you've got to have some positive thoughts. Every once in a while you lose them, and you can see she's won one tournament. That was the Jow Big Apple Classic, and that is at the Waikagill Country Club outside of New York City, and it's a wonderful old golf course. In fact, there are a few holes here that kind of remind you of Waikagill, particularly the greens.
Yes, I would say they are really very similar in many ways. Waikagill a little hillier, but...
Now, Jay, if Julie should make this and go to 12 under, the tournament record is 14 under par. There's a possibility she could tie or break that. That's held by Dottie Pepper. But there's certainly the possibility that she could certainly break the tournament record today.
Well, she's really been on a roll. I said yesterday, toward the end of our telecast, that I didn't think the tournament record was in jeopardy here this week, but she's maybe going to prove me wrong.
Well, maybe Julie heard you say that.
I don't know.
Dottie Pepper did that back in 1996 when she won. This for birdie to move to 12 under par. And she has been very hot, not only today with her putter, but all year long, averaging just over 29 putts per round.
Let that one get away. Just slid to the right on her.
Well, the beauty of it was for birdie,
Mm-hmm.
so she'll take her par and move over to 13.
At 15 a moment ago, the par 4, Janice Moody out of the bunker, front right.
Wonderful bunker player, this young player who went, whoa, hit the pin. Almost unfortunate there. Another bounce. It might have had a little spin on it. We'll now move back to the 13th and Seri Pak.
Seri is just off the green. This is a tough little shot because of the fact that she's going to wedge it, but because of the fact that it's going to break slightly right to left. On some occasions, Mary, it has just wanted to slide to the right of the pin.
And what she's doing is it's like she's putting it. She has her putting grip, left hand low, and she's just going to stroke it like a putt.
And there's that break we were talking about. She's going to have a tough time, obviously, coming back and saving par.
Jay, I talked about Seri and her accomplishments on the LPGA Tour.
Some second half, huh?
Isn't that something? I mean, look at that. She had a lot of adjustments to make at the beginning of the year. A lot of pressure on her after last year winning 5 tournaments. A lot of pressure from her country in Korea and also people in the United States.
Karin Koch is obviously one of many of the golfers who are playing for some pretty good prize money. Obviously, this tournament is well in hand for Inkster. They've been looking at the scoreboard. They know what's going on. These are the kind of putts, birdie here, birdie there, that can make a lot of money. Again, watch the slight break right to left.
Well, she borrowed a little too much, didn't she?
Guess so.
What a wonderful golf shot to get it back in that little tiny area on the back part of that green close to the hole. So an easy par for her in the 13th hole. That's really played as one of the tougher holes on the golf course.
It's been brutal so far, gang. I mean, this is one of those holes, especially yesterday, that would make or break many of the golfers' chances to be in the money, make the cut, be in contention, etc. 13th is played as tough as any hole on the course this entire tournament.
Yesterday we saw Beth Daniel, of course, make eagle at the 12th and then knock it in the water here for a double.
Exactly. Susie Redmond, same darn thing. She had a nice little birdie on number 12, came right up and put it right in the drink, and the rest of her round unraveled.
Well, and earlier today, Annika Sorenstam had a 3 under par and made double bogey on this hole, so hit it in the water. But right now, Sayri would like to make par with this uphill par putt to remain at 3 under par.
As you mentioned, Mary, below the hole, she's in good shape.
Tied at the moment with Barrett and Park for second. A bogey. And she slips back to 2 under par. Just a moment ago, Janice Moody with this par putt at the 15th.
Remember, she hit it out of the bunker, hit the pin, kind of sent it back to the back of the green. And that one is just pulled all the way.
So right now, Barrett is alone in second place. Well, here is the 13th, 160-yard par 3.
Beautiful par 3, too. When you stand on that tee, Jay, I was out there earlier today. The green's a little below you, but all you see is this little tiny postage stamp area back where the hole location is. And it sets up very nicely for Julie today because she can hit the ball high, which lands the ball softly, and she can work it a little right to left. So I don't see her getting crazy and taking it left of the pin unless she mishits it.
Well, here is how this hole has been played after 2 rounds of play, and they average at 3.18. And
what I love about Inkster on these par 3s, and I've been able to follow her around a little bit today, is when she gets to a par 3 and she stares it down like she's doing right now, she's thinking birdie. Now, I understand she's got a lead to protect, but she's so aggressive and she's so confident, swinging the stick so well, that I wouldn't be surprised if she put it right back up on that tier and gave herself another birdie opportunity.
And that looked like a 6-iron.
I think she'll take that.
I think so, too. Very well played.
As the players stand on that tee, and they look at where the hole location is, I said it looks like a postage stamp. You're only looking at about 15 paces left and 15 paces back and through the hole that you want to land the ball and keep it there. That's a pretty small area from 160 yards to hit.
And it's played that way, Mary. You've really seen that. People have kept pretty safe with it because, of course, of that bunker tucked left right behind the green makes that postage stamp seem even smaller. So, yeah, some players have been playing it pretty safe. But you like the fact that the contenders, the leaders, the ones who are going after the dough are going after the stick.
Now Michelle Redmond.
She could use a good shot here. Stop the bleeding a little bit.
Got the body English working. It's going right.
Sit right there.
It stays right there. Coming down the hill a little bit. Julie Inkster is leading the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship. $800,000 in prize money. Well, there is a look at Mount Hood, and that's Sprague Lake there. One of the beautiful venues here in the Great Northwest. We welcome you back to the Columbia Edgewater Country Club here in Portland, Oregon, along with Mary Bryan and Ann Schatz. Jay Randolph. Back out to you, Ann.
Thanks very much, Jay. Now, we've seen a lot of folks with putts just like Michelle staring right at her. And I'll tell you what, you have really got to hit it hard, as fast as these greens are. You've really got to give it a run. It's going to break right to left, and unless you hit it firmly, unless you really give it a run at the cup, it's going to break way too soon, and you're going to be in big trouble on the hole's left side. Michelle started the day really thinking championship, getting back into that win column. It's been an okay round, but what do you do when Inkster just plays one of the greatest rounds of her year?
Just rolls it by about 4 feet. Here's Karen Koch looking at her second shot.
It's 14th hole, 352 yards. Very, very difficult hole location today. Back left, just in a little neck on the green. Just want to keep it out to the right or work it a little right to left into the hole. Lost her balance slightly on that one. But nicely done. You can see where that hole is there. That bunker definitely comes into play. The only way to get it close is have a short iron, hit it high, or work it right to left.
And back to the leader, Julie Inkster.
Julie Inkster looking at a birdie putt, birdie effort, lining everything up just so. She's going with her putter. She's got about a 25-footer. And again, many golfers have been on this side of the green and looking at a pretty good distance, but nothing that Inkster can't handle. What she's got to do, though, and obviously what she does so well, is read these putts when it wants to slip whole side to the right, if it doesn't hit that break, right to left.
And Ann, she has parred this hole every day. So a nice comfortable par here. In fact, comfortable pars all the way in.
Yeah.
It certainly would make her happy, I'm sure.
Isn't that the truth?
But she's a competitor. She's going to try to birdie him.
Well, a very nice stroke. Put it just below the hole.
Safely in, though. You got to love that. And like you said, Mary, she just counts them off hole by hole. One more step towards the LPGA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we're probably doing more counting than she is at this point.
Let's go back to that shot a moment ago, Mary, and the slow-mo here of Karen Koch.
Exactly.
Now you can see that she perfect backswing, club in good position, but the ball's a little bit below her feet, and she has a tendency to come down under. Now watch as she drops the club. She comes down under. You can see right there she makes pretty good contact with the ball, but then loses her balance slightly as it continues, and the main reason is because the ball was a little below her feet. Her lower half of her body is not quite as stable as some of us that have bigger legs that can stay there a little stronger. Wonderful
Here she
player.
is live, yeah. Went to the University of Tulsa. Their most famous woman player, Nancy Lopez. Here is Park, or Pack, excuse me. Zayrey Pak.
Jay had an interesting experience last fall when I went with Sayri back to Korea, and I've said it many times, but it was like traveling with the Beatles. We got off the plane. If somebody, young people probably don't remember the Beatles, but there were
You and I do.
yes, thousands and thousands of people, and the media people, and it was like nothing that I have ever seen before. And she did not get a moment's rest. In fact, ended up in the hospital because they ran her to death. But she is an icon in her country. They've already opened a museum to her, and as I said, she's only turning 22 next week. Built a statue of her in her hometown. They had a huge parade, and that's what I talked about when there was a lot of pressure. But a lot of the pressure this year has come from Kim from Korea, who has played well. Pearl Sin has played well, although she has grown up in America. And then now Grace Park coming on the tour. So there's a lot of competition between the Koreans. Now
She had a wonderful 67 here under the conditions yesterday, very windy.
75 the first day. She's even par for today. And this for birdie to move her to 3 under.
She's won 3 times this year. Ari Webb with 6, Inkster with 4, going for 5. Well, all she needed was a little more speed on that. She had it right on track.
And if we get a look at her again later today, or even maybe now, when you look on her left wrist, there's a band. It's kind of like a rubber band. You see it right there. It's an elastic band. And I asked her why she wore that. She said when she gets a little stressed out, she plays with it, she touches it, she pulls it, and it helps her relax.
Really? And here is Grace Park at the 15th.
Both her mother and father here this week from Seoul. Father owns one of the biggest and busiest restaurants in Seoul, Korea. Grace has been in the United States, though, since she was 12 years old. Came over here to work on her golf game.
And the work has paid off. A lot of international stars here as we now look at Karen Koch.
This putt for birdie, little right to left break up the hill. Could go, could go, could go! Yes, for Karen Koch. Way to go. That puts her back at 2 under for the tournament.
Inkster at 14, that is her shot, and it appears to be in the right rough.
And she hit a poor tee shot here yesterday, Jay. She hit it over in the right where she didn't have a shot to the green. So you can see by her body language walking along the tee there, she's a little irritated with herself.
Here's a look at the 14th hole presented by Nabisco.
Well, we're on our Nabisco carpet ride down this 14th hole. You can see all those huge cedar trees. The ones on the right are the ones that Julie's just gently behind, I believe. Fairway slopes strong from left to right off the tee. And then you see the green here. The whole location is back in that thumb on the left, so the front bunker and the back bunker definitely come into play. Tough hole to birdie today, but over the last 2 days, you can see there have been 29 birdies. Played almost at even par.
Julie Inkster walking down the fairway. Well, the depth of the LPGA Tour continues to grow. I guess that's proven this year with 7 Rolex first-time winners already this season.
And young players. I mentioned one earlier, Kim from Korea, Yorth last week in Seattle, and young, and also a lot of the foreign contingent winning. Julie Inkster shaking her head a little bit, I'm sure, because of that tee shot.
Earlier today, you had a chance to talk with Grace Park.
Grace, congratulations on making your first professional cut on the LPGA Tour, and you're going to pick up your first LPGA check this week. How does it feel?
Well, I'm going to take a picture with it and frame it on my wall.
Lots of good things to come for you. What are you looking forward to most next year on the LPGA?
I think I'm just going to I'm just going to try to have fun out here, start the professional life well, and make a lot of friends, and hopefully do well.
Is there anything that scares you?
No, not really, but I know that I have to get used to all the traveling and being on my own, and I think that's going to be a little tough in the beginning, but hopefully I'll get used to it.
And here she is live, a very charming young woman.
She is a charming person, but a fiery competitor, I'll tell you. She does not like to lose. In fact, I remember doing the NCAAs one year in Wisconsin. She had a chance to win, did not. Became a team member at Arizona State University. Learned the team concept a little bit. She was very upset with herself, but she was happy for the team because the team won. But she likes to win.
Speaking of teams, congratulations to the USA today, winning the Ryder Cup. It's wonderful stuff.
This to be in second place, all alone at 4 under. Yes! She's not only going to win her first LPGA check, Jay, but she's going to win a big one.
At 4 under par, she is in second place. Well, back to our leader, Julie Inkster, in a little bit of trouble.
Well, she ought to know how to play the shot because it's almost the identical place she was yesterday. And I believe what she will do is just pitch out and then wedge it up there and try to make par.
Inkster at age 39, having her best year ever. Won the U.S. Open and the LPGA Championship. Has 5 majors to her credit. This her 17th year.
And if you asked her probably what's her biggest accomplishment, she would probably say her 2 daughters.
Who are here today. Hope you were with us when you saw that
Go ahead.
earlier. Telling Redmond to go ahead and play.
Well, actually, a little different circumstance for Julie, and we'll get back to it in a minute because she wasn't behind a tree. yesterday, but now Michelle Redmond just from the center of the fairway and the right center, which gives her a good angle into that left hole location. Looks like about a 7-iron for Michelle. Which means the yardage is close to about 150. Oh, wonderful golf shot. Now we're back here with Julie again. As I said, she didn't have the tree trouble yesterday, but she's got the opening, as you can see. Just punch it out. She did make a 4 here yesterday from trouble off the tee.
Yeah.
Want it to go too far across the
She's
fairway.
put it down there just about where she made the par from yesterday. Let's go to the 17th. That's a par 4, 379 yards. Janice Moody.
Watch the golf swing. Here's one of the few players that pretty much hits every shot left to right. You can see her kind of swing across the ball.
And she'll have a birdie opportunity. Puts it about 15 feet to the right of the hole. And at 15, Karen Koch.
Coming off the nice birdie back at 14, and there's a good look at her shot. You can see the hole with the flag blowing there. Bunker on the right does really not come into play unless you hit just a terrible shot. Pretty flat green, and it's just slightly elevated from her. And another terrific iron shot by Koch.
Well, she's got it going all of a sudden. At 16, Grace Park.
Grace Park looking to finish strongly. And you're right, so many Korean broadcasters and writers here to follow her every move. Just another one of the golf cult heroes from that wonderful country. And boy, can she play lights out. This country knows very, very much what kind of woman is going to be playing here for many, many years ahead on the LPGA Tour.
And what's interesting is on the practice range this morning, she was really struggling with her ball striking. Didn't like it, kind of dropping the clubs, working on her alignment, was not comfortable. She said, I'm not comfortable, but obviously feeling a little better now. She's 2 under par for the day and in second place alone.
Exactly, and she's thinking about a good chunk of change if she can keep this up. Remember, the pin is tucked a little bit in back of this green, but it looks right at it. And short, pardon me, is that a club length short then, Mare?
It's a club short, and what happens is this is the kind of golf course you got to play a few times to remember some things, and that green is elevated more from the tee than it really appears.
A moment ago, Seri Pak at 15. Just on the back of the green there. She'll have about a 25-footer. Inkster at 11 under par. Park is at 4. Barrett with a 68 today at 3. Nancy Bowen in with a 69 at 2 under. Moody, 2 under. Koch at 2 and Pak at 2. Inkster's 3rd at the 14th.
Just a sand wedge. Got to carry it over that front bunker back to that neck. Right idea, just not quite enough chutzpah, as you might say.
Inkster now up at the green. Let's go back and look at that swing a moment ago.
Perfect setup, arms hanging natural, just good backswing. She's always working on her hips, trying to be level through the shot. Wonderful at impact. And I like the way she holds the finish through there. And it was really a good golf swing. It's just, she just didn't quite hit it hard enough. But the key here is she's still putting for par. If you hit back past that hole, you could jump over because the green does slope away from the players.
Inkster tied for 7th last year in this event.
Only 27 putts yesterday in her round, 29 putts the first day. Lots of great averages. You look to her stats for this week, Jay. She's hit 82% of the fairways, and 2 of them she's missed have been right here on 14.
It's only been a couple of months. I just don't want it to be a couple of years. Her thoughts about the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Julie Inkster for par to remain at 11 under par.
Listen to those cameras clicking out there. That is her first bogey of the day. At the 17th, the par 4 a moment ago, Janice Moody, her birdie attempt. Just slides by on the top side. There's Grace Park. She's at the 16th. And quite a contingent with her. A lot of the Korean population in the area have come out to see her and the other Koreans play today.
And Jay, if you see the gentleman right there in the white hat with his arms crossed, that is her father. And he was helping her on the range this morning. He has a big P on the front of his white hat. And I said this morning, is that for Park? He says, yes, yes. So that gentleman right there with the sunglasses on, watching every move of her daughter, of his daughter.
A very proud papa, and well, he should be. She's a wonderful young star. Going to hear a lot from her. Sayri Pak just a moment ago for birdie.
What you do is actually just wherever you're at, just lay it.
Didn't quite take the break as much as she thought it would. Runs it by about 3 feet.
A little softer, I think it would have taken that break, but the stroke was good, and now this is the putt for par. It's almost getting where there are more left-hand lower cross-handed putters on the LPGA than the conventional way, Jay.
We're seeing a lot of that these days. And now up at 16, the chip shot. Grace Park coming up. Oh, very, very nice. Outstanding touch there.
And it may have looked like an easy chip shot, but it's not because of that green. There's a lot of kind of undulation that you don't see, and the green's kind of convex, or like to take a bowl and turn it upside down. Now Inkster for her bogey.
Julie gets that in, a bogey for her, and Park also made her putt. Inkster's lead is 6. We'll be back with more of this final round of the Safeway LPGA Championship in a moment. Back here, our final round coverage of the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship for you on Fox 49 Portland and KFXO Bend. Inkster plumb bobbing, taking a look at this putt.
You don't see many players using the plumb bob too much anymore, but, and I've said it many times, if you're going to use it, you have to know your dominant eye. So you've got to figure that out if you want to try to use it. And all it does is give you a bit of a visual image of what the putt's going to do. It's not going to tell you exactly what it's going to do, but you get sort of a visual. Good look at her stroke here. And what I like is she keeps her body so steady. Watch her head, her hips. Everything stays very steady, and those shoulders, the left shoulder will work under, and then the right shoulder will work under on the forward swing.
It is.
Good putt. Great putt.
A moment ago, Grace Park at the 17th. As Inkster marks, we'll take a look at Park. As for par. And she's going to lose a shot.
Well, now she's making the race for second place very interesting. Tina Barrett, who finished much earlier in the day, could now have another second place finish in Portland, but this for bogey.
And she gets it in as we are live there at 17 for that putt. A short time ago, Beth Daniel and her second shot at 18.
Beth Daniel, the newest member of the LPGA Hall of Fame, along with Amy Alcott. She won't have her induction until the year 2000, but she is a member.
Three-time Rolex Player of the Year. Very nice. 79, the Rookie of the Year. I remember watching her play at Hilton Head, South Carolina that first year she came out. 32 wins, earnings of over $5 million.
Back in 1990, I believe it was, when she had 7 wins in 1 year, the most in the 90s.
Here's Karen Koch, her second shot up at 17.
Whole location, the front part of this green, 3-level green.
And just on the right front edge there. She's not real happy with that one.
A lot of movement in her swing. I think every once in a while she hits a little bit of a thin shot because of a lot of movement of her body. As we go back with Inkster now and her putt for par.
Inkster remains at 10 under and in control. Playing with Michelle Redmond. This was Redmond a moment ago. Right in the heart.
Great putt by Michelle. Nicely done. That puts her back to even par for the tournament. Excuse me. -1 for the tournament.
Beth Daniel now looking over this putt at 18. This putt will break a bit to her left.
Jay put her in the red, certainly move her right up, put her in the top 10. And also, she will stick around and be right here at the 18th green for Julie Inkster.
She's 30th on the money list this year, $236,966. She's gone cross-handed. And she borrowed a little too much. It's a nice putt, though. It is very quick behind that hole. Look at that ball.
Better than the rest.
Back up to 17. This is Sayre Pak a moment ago.
Hit a very, very long drive. This just looks like a little 9-iron into this green. 376-yard par 4, and very, very nice shot.
And up at the tee there, coming off the birdie, Redmond. What a lovely afternoon here.
Now's the time, with 2 holes to go, that maybe a few things might slip into Julie's mind. I mean, she's got all her family
sure.
here. You know, she isn't going to relax because she wants to make birdies and finish in style, but certainly...
Beth Daniel made her putt at 18, incidentally.
Tee shot, trees right, trees left, kind of a little valley you hit into. Fairway slopes from right to left and left to right, and that should kick off that hill, and Michelle will be fine. Let's take a look at the hole.
Presented by Nike Golf.
Little dog leg to the right after you hit off the tee. Some players hitting their 3 metals, maybe even 4 metals. Some drivers, Sayre must have hit her driver because she was way down here. Green just slightly below the players. The whole location today on the front part of this 3-level green. And now Julie Inkster, and she has her 3 medal in hand. This golf course really sets up well for her. Hits the ball straight and high, works a little right to left if she has to, left to right, and perfect tee shot.
There's how the 17th has been played. In partnership with Safeway and Coca-Cola, Buick gave away a brand new car as part of their 2000 Buick Century Custom Sweepstakes. And earlier today, 18 finalists hope to unlock the door to a brand new Buick Century Custom.
Kim Benson.
Each of the finalists received merchandise and products from Buick, as well as a $100 gift certificate from their local Safeway food and drug store. The big winner, Kim Benton from Corvallis. She was the first one to try to unlock the car. She's sure to enjoy that brand new 2000 Buick Century Custom.
How's that feel?
Great. Wow. You have to call my husband.
Julie Inkster leading this championship, getting ready to play her second shot at the par 4 17th. It's the longest of the par 4s on the back nine.
And she has been the leader every day of the Safeway Championship. Perfect tee shot, as I said. She used the 3 metal off the tee. Collect herself, get herself organized. Think about what a year she's having. 4 victories, 2 of them majors. And today, she will step into the LPGA Hall of Fame. But right now, work at hand. Her second shot at 17. It looks like she has a 7-iron in hand.
Sit down. Right there.
Staring it down, and it's just over the back.
But it was right at the flag, I'll tell you. She
Yes,
took
it was.
dead aim, and she's not in bad position, and it's almost actually not too much past pin high.
Moment ago here at 18 after a tremendous tee shot. Grace Park, her second.
You mentioned tremendous tee shot. She was probably only about 123, 124 to this whole location, and whoops, barely got it across the water. Might have hit that just a little bit heavy.
She is dry. And here she is live now, trying to think about what she wants to do with this shot. She wants to try to get this close or knock it in, but she wants to make sure she keeps it below the hole.
And it's not really that hard a shot, Jay. Looks like she's got a pretty good lie. She's kind of pitching it up the hill. Not going to have a lot of break in it. I think it's one you feel like you can make. Second place here, $74,000. And right now she's tied with Tina Barrett. Should the two of them tie, they'll each make about a $60-some thousand. But she chips this in. She's in second place alone.
Barrett with a fine 68 today. She finished early.
We saw her hit a great chip shot back at 16. Let's see what she can do with this one.
Good effort. Gave it a chance.
Well, her first LPGA professional tournament as a professional. Grace Park will finish at 3 under par for the tournament on a very tough Columbia Edgewater golf course, and what a career she'll have in front of her.
Out at 17, Inkster and Redmond. And Redmond getting ready to play.
And I believe it looks like Inkster is going to go first here, Jay, and I think off the green there, I would imagine she might, the type of player she is my guess is she might take her sand wedge, nose it in, meaning shut it down, taking the loft off, pop it on the green and let it just roll down. Maybe one of the best in the game of golf, and I say that with all tours in hand when she gets a little sand wedge in her hand and she's chipping, but it's going to be very, very quick. Oh, looks like she's going to use her putter.
Going to use the putter.
Must have a good lie there.
The old Texas wedge, huh?
Oh, today it's a Portland wedge.
It is indeed.
She's in good position. I thought she was off the green a little more than she is, so she just has a little bit of fringe to deal with in front of her, which is very short.
Here, bud. Okay.
Caddy just reassuring. I mean, I I think in this position, with 7-shot lead, it's nice you don't have to try to make a putt like this. Just cozy it down there. If it goes in, great. If not, you walk to the 18th tee with the 7-shot lead.
Wow, what fine pace she had on that. Inkster, along with Kari Webb, respectively broke the record for being the fastest players to cross the $1 million milestone in a single season. First time this year that two players have made over $1 million on the LPGA Tour. And there is Julie's dad.
Maybe a little bit nervous, a little excited at the same time. You can tell it's her dad because she's got the snack wells on his head. The whole family's here. Her mother's here. Her husband's here. Husband's, I think it's brother, lives in this area.
Brian's brother, Brian, the pro at Los Altos Country Club, south of Los Angeles, or south of San Francisco, excuse me.
And if you weren't with us at the beginning of the broadcast, Julie's 2 daughters flew in this morning, so it'll be a very emotional moment for her, I believe.
Yes.
Probably for all of us a little bit, Jay. I get a little
Oh, it
choked
will
up
be.
thinking about it.
I've known this lady a long, long time, as you have, and she has been a tremendous credit to the game.
She's nothing but class. But right now, Michelle Redmond would like to make back-to-back birdies. Knocked in a putt just about this length back at 16 for birdie, and this would put her at 2 under par for the tournament.
Something bothered her there.
Well, there's some stands over to the left, corporate stands with televisions and whatever, and it sounded like somebody dropped something. This is going to break from her right to left, and it's downhill.
Did she hit it? Yes. Top side. And, oh, she's got some work left. And here's Park at 18. Well, a fine tournament for her. A final round of 71. Grace Park tied for second with Tina Barrett at 3 under.
Now back to the 17th, and Michelle Redmond still away. Has the uphill putt now for her par. As I said earlier, a very methodical player, takes her time, doesn't really hit. She prepares herself and does not hit or execute a shot until she's thoroughly ready to do that. This putt will move a little from her left to right. Should she make it, she'll remain at 1 under for the tournament.
Well, a disappointing putt there that just slid by for her. Just did a little math. If Barrett and Park are the 2 tied for second, as they are now, they will each get $64,410. So a wonderful payday for Grace Park.
Wonderful first payday for Grace Park.
Yes.
Including her Futures Tour winnings, she'll have won over $100,000 in her first just month and a half or 2 months of being a professional golfer. But Julie Inkster, who is well over $1 million this year, and as you said, along with Kari Webb, and Julie wins here. I don't know how much more she's going to play this year, but now it becomes a little more race again for Player of the Year. Kari Webb outdistancing her right now, but should she win, I'm not sure she's going east, though. We play in Columbus, Ohio next week. And I think Julie's staying at home with her kids who are back in school.
Yes, next week, New Albany Golf Classic, New Albany, Ohio, near Columbus.
You know, one of the finest finishes that I've ever experienced on any tour in a major was Julie Inkster at the LPGA Championship this year. She finished eagle, birdie, birdie to win, and then broke the record at the U.S. Open in Mississippi. So she has played some fantastic golf.
Julie Inkster, 1 hole to play, leads by 7. Stay with us for the coronation of a new Hall of Famer.
And standing by live, of course, is Grace Park, who had just a phenomenal first ever LPGA tournament. I'll tell you, one runner-up check, you've got to be feeling so good right now.
I feel very good. I'm very proud and, glad that this tournament's over. The course was tough. Just very happy that I finished so well today.
We've been able to watch you collegiately, but now we look forward to watching you on the professional ranks with the LPGA Tour. After your first round disappointment of 74, what got you back in it, back on track to finish in the money like you have?
Well, first day I was striking the balls very well, just couldn't make putts, wasn't used to this kind of fast greens, and starting the second day I seemed to, have gotten used to it and started making little putts, and, today I putted very well, didn't hit very well, many greens, but was able to get up and down and make great putts. So.
Congratulations, what a great way to break into the LPGA, and we can't wait to see more of you, young lady. You were terrific. Jay, Mary, back to you.
All right, and this putt coming up the hill, Karen Koch just slides it by on the top side. Koch having a good tournament. Tapping that in. And just a moment ago with a big gallery up at the tee at 18, Julie Inkster.
And she has her driver. Elevated tee, bunker right, trees right and left.
And a very good shot. Look at this gallery coming down to celebrate a special day in the life of 39-year-old Julie Inkster.
I don't think there's anything more fun than witnessing history in the making as we go to Sayre Park at the 18th. This for birdie. And this to also tie for second place.
Did not get it.
Wrong line.
May have pulled it just a bit. Very disappointed, of course. We could have had the three-way tie. Now with Barrett and Park at 3 under. They are there tied for the second spot. As I said, we'll win a little over $64,000 apiece.
Well, Sayre has it all. She has everything in the package, but the one little nudge every now and then is her putting. And when you look in the papers, you're sitting here and you check her scores. If she has not played well, it's usually the putter that has let her down.
All right. 75, 67, 72, -2. Let's show you this 18th hole. It's a dandy. Beautiful hole here at Columbia Edgewater.
Coca-Cola is going to take us on the ride through one of the best finishing holes on the LPGA Tour. The bunker on the right is the bunker I said that comes into play. Again, the big trees. The water that fronts the green makes it very interesting, particularly today, because the whole location is right behind that water. The green is just a little more elevated than it looks from the fairway, but the players are well aware of that. And Julie Inkster now, history in the making again, as I said, her second shot at the 18th. This from about 145 yards.
Outstanding. This doesn't get any better than that.
Now, Joe asked her this morning, every time she wins, she does this little dance, or we call it the hoochie coochie on the green, and her daughters are embarrassed by it. They said, we got to teach her how to dance better. I said, you've been working on your dance steps? She said, no, not really. And then both the little girls, Haley and Corey, just shook their heads. Now Michelle Redmond.
Could you go right to your shadow just a little bit?
Michelle hit a perfect tee shot. In fact, she's almost as far as Grace Park.
And this is right at it. It's a right stick. Oh, look at that. That's perhaps the best shot we've seen here today.
And it's below the hole, so a good solid putt for birdie for Michelle. And there's Inkster's walk up the 18th into history, the LPGA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we're just going to sit back with you and watch this.
Good job. Great.
The LPGA players, Meg Mallon, Cindy Courier, Pat Hurst, Nancy Lopez, Jane Crafter, all at greenside.
A magical moment for this mama of two, who today is playing in her 371st event in a 17-year career.
And 2 years of which she didn't play full schedules because of the birth of her daughters Haley and Corey. Kind of found new magic this year, almost like she discovered the fountain of youth, and this will be her 5th victory of the LPGA year for Julie Inkster.
And another wire-to-wire job. Now this putt is extremely quick. It breaks just slightly to her left.
You know, Kelly Keeney had a great quote. She said that Julie Inkster has had a great career this year. What a nice way to finish should she knock this in. She's 10 under par, 7 shots ahead of the closest players behind her. And she'll be grinding on it. And I think one of the things that really helped her, Jay, was when she won early in the year. She won at Tucson and Sacramento, which were back in March, and it really gave her a boost of confidence to continue through the year.
And you can't believe, look where that ball goes. She came so close to making it. Hall of Famer Nancy Lopez has stayed around to watch this. Michelle Redmond with a birdie opportunity that would get her into red numbers, put her at 1 under par for the tournament.
And what a terrific shot she hit here. We got to kind of root for her to make this one. She's left it below the hole. Pretty much a straight putt just up the hill. Julie, she just probably holding her emotions in right at the moment. And there's Corey, her daughter.
Meg Mallon's got the champagne. Nice way to finish for Michelle Redmond. A 75, 1 under. What a fine birdie that was. And now Inkster for her par to finish at 10 under. It would be a 7-shot victory if she makes this putt.
Not very often you see Julie Inkster lining up a putt, laughing and smiling a little bit with her caddy. Knock it in, Julie.
There it is. I know she's a little disappointed at 3-putt, but she's got to be very jubilant that she has gotten the job done. And there we go, a shower of champagne. Nancy Lopez, a Hall of Famer, leading them out. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Pat Hurst.
Two daughters right there in the background, Corey and Haley. There's Corey.
Haley, the blonde, right there next to her mom.
He wants a hug.
Can you believe it, Ray? I can't believe it.
Just an absolutely wonderful finish to this tournament. I'll tell you, I've seen some special golf here in this neck of the woods, but nothing more special than that.
Nice hug from husband Brian.
If you noticed, you guys, no one dared change. None of the women changed. They knew they were just going to get a shower. They just stayed in their same old duds and let the old champagne fly. Man, you got to love that.
Julie Inkster has won this 1999 Safeway LPGA Golf Championship. First prize $120,000, and she will become the 17th entrant into the LPGA Hall of Fame. Carmelitas there. We'll be back and continue this very special celebration for a jubilant Julie Inkster in a moment.
Way to go, bud.
Julie Inkster in the scoring area has signed her card. It's official. They've asked her to sign a plaque. Let's look back at this wonderful scene that we had. Replay the walk up the 18th. Julie Inkster with this win, the 17th player to qualify for the Hall of Fame. And here is the list. Joanne Carner, Lopez, Bradley, Sheehan, King, Alcott now, of course, and Daniel. And now Julie Inkster. Of course, Carol Mann, the great Kathy Whitworth, Mickey Wright, the legendary Babe Zaharias. We'll be back to continue this celebration, and special congratulations for our champion in a moment. And welcome back, and we take you down to the 18th green. Here is Ann Schatz.
It is great. It is great to be back on the green. Tournament history, I'll say. LPGA history, you're darn tootin' right here at Columbia Edgewater. Boy, what a finish to one of the greatest tournaments we've had here through the Rose City. And I know we have got a lot of hardware. We have got a lot of loot to give out to the winner. None other than Tom Miletus, President, Tournament Golf Foundation, Inc. Tom, thank you so much. You've done such great work for the charities, the children's charities, and I'll tell you, before this tournament started, you were thinking, could we get lucky? Could we have a little history? You got what you wished for.
Couldn't have a better end to the story here, and Julie's going to be a great champion. We're looking forward to having her come back, and this win is really significant for her because this victory gives her the point that is needed to enshrine her in the LPGA Golf Hall of Fame, which is one of sport's toughest accomplishments. So besides a great win here, it's a great win for Julie, and we're just really happy that the city of Portland, the great state of Oregon, and all these great fans were able to enjoy this.
Tom, I know you've got some pals here on hand to introduce so that we can get trophy and money distributed.
Well, first what I'd like to do is Julie, this is our trophy right here. We'd like to present this to you as our winner of our 1999 Safeway LPGA Championship. Besides everything else, and we look forward to your return to defend the title next year. And it's a great win, and we're all proud of you, all of us with Tournament Golf Foundation.
Thank you very much.
So
thank you.
Right now, I'd like to introduce Larry Hatfield, our tournament chairman. Larry?
Larry, I know that you've got a little something as well, my friend.
Well, I want to take a moment and thank, first of all, Columbia Edgewater and Gordon Kukagawa, who's made this course absolutely fantastic. We've got 1,000 volunteers here that have to be thanked. And most of all, we want to thank Safeway because with their help, we were able to put this on. And I would like to introduce Bob Henry, who's president of Safeway Stores Portland Division, for a few moments here, Bob.
Bob, thanks so much for being here as well.
Hey, it's a great afternoon to be out here. We have a great win by a great champion, and we're just proud to be here today. And first of all, I think we have some flowers.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. And those are gorgeous. I think we've got some flower holders.
Those are absolutely gorgeous.
I never gave you anything. Thank you very much.
And more importantly, Julie, on behalf of the 11,000 employees here in the Portland Division of Safeway, first place check for $120,000 to Julie Inkster for winning the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship.
That is absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So many great things for the charities. You are part of history. You make sure that more money is going to the right place. Thank you to everybody for being a part of this wonderful day. Many congratulations. Tom, fellas, many thanks. Absolutely wonderful. Now I know Mary Bryan has been watching you play this game for an awful long time, and secretly, although she's not biased, secretly she had a little hop in her step coming down from the 18th tower. Mary?
Well, how about a hand for Julie Inkster, everybody? I'm going to steal you over here.
Thanks.
She just got $120,000 from the Safeway people, a wonderful check in roses, and we've got the entire family behind us, the Simpsons, who I called Inksters earlier, I'm sorry. We got husbands, we've got kids, we've got everybody. They knew something that you didn't know, Julie.
They always know something I don't know. Most people know a lot that I don't know.
Well, a few thoughts now. How did you sleep last night, and your thoughts before you teed off today?
Surprisingly, I slept very well. I think I was really worn out from yesterday. It was a long round, and it played very tough. Today I just played really good. I hit the ball very well, and I made really one mistake on whatever hole that is, but it's the one I should buy a condo because I'm always over there. Yeah, but I do want to thank my fellow LPGA pros who are back there. That being a player and having the respect of them really means a lot to me, and I'd like to thank them very much for coming out and welcoming me because as a player it doesn't get any better than that.
Okay, your thoughts
Thanks,
now.
Guys.
You're the 17th member of the LPGA Hall of Fame. You only waited 2 months to enter the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's the toughest Hall of Fame to get into, and the longer it lingers, the tougher it is. And I don't know. I coming up here, I didn't really sense that I was going to win, but I sensed I had a good shot, and I am just so glad it's over with. And I'm just tickled pink. This is what you play for. You play to be honored by your peers, and I can kind of say right now I've had a pretty successful career.
In 1 year, you've had a successful career, I'd say.
There a whole year, yeah.
There are a lot of classy women, and in fact, all of them are very classy in the LPGA Championship, the LPGA Hall of Fame. Julie, you are right there up there with them. You look at the names: Carol Mann, Kathy Whitworth, Nancy Lopez. Did you ever dream you'd be right there with all of them?
Never in my wildest, and good thing about it, I'm all younger than them too. So it's the only club I can say I'm the youngest. So, you know, they made this tour. They made this tour to what it is today. So myself and the younger players can come out here and do what they love to do and make a great living. And I'll tell you, it's something special. And to have my family here, my husband, my kids, who really. You have to cut her off. Is that what you're doing?
You keep going.
And you know, I just have so many relatives that's been through 15, 16 years of Portland, and I haven't won. So finally, winner, chicken dinner, right? All right.
Well, Julie, congratulations. We've got to send it back up to Jay Randolph, and let's give Julie another hand.
All
17th
right,
member of the LPGA Hall of Fame.
my congratulations, too, to Julie Inkster. What a day it's been. We'll be back and wrap it up right after this. Well, the presentation and remarks continuing here at this tradition-steeped Columbia Edgewater Country Club, where Julie Inkster has won this tournament in fine fashion. The $120,000 puts her over $1.5 million this year on tour. She's won 5 events, 2 of them majors. And it was her 22nd win of her career, as I mentioned early, 371st event in her 17-year career, and she is to be the 17th to go into the LPGA Hall of Fame. What a wonderful event it's been. The low round today was a 68 by Tina Barrett. She tied with Grace Park for second place at 3 under. Certainly a splendid weekend of golf here in the beautiful Portland area. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. And our congratulations to the newest Hall of Famer, a true professional, Julie Inkster.